We're going to talk about the king of all residential mortgage loan programs, and that is, of course, the VA loan. In this video, we're going to discuss who's eligible for a VA loan, why you would want a VA loan if you are eligible, meaning the benefits of the VA loan. And since there's really no disadvantages, we're going to jump right into two advanced strategies that will create wealth for your family or for yourself that most people don't know about using VA loans. So stick with me all the way to the end, and you're going to learn quite a bit here. And let's kick this rodeo off right now. Hi, folks. This is Kevin Fagan. I'm the Mortgage Patriot here in the great state of Texas, on your side, serving proud Texans and any individuals in other states, as well as veterans, of course, all over this great country. So excited to talk about VA loans today. Let's talk about the eligibility of VA loans, because if you're eligible, trust me, you're going to want to be in a VA loan. Like, as I mentioned earlier, it is the kind of the king of loans, really all benefits and no disadvantages. So eligibility, who's eligible? Well, two big categories. One is active members, and the other is retired members. If you're an active member defined by 90 days or more of wartime capacity, then you're eligible for a VA loan. If it's peacetime capacity, then you need to have been serving at least 181 days currently for a VA loan. Otherwise, everything else applies to a honorably discharged VA retired person. If you've been in the reservists or National Guard, you need to have served at least 6 years. Keep in mind, this is only reserved to a primary residence. This is not allowed for second homes or investment properties. So again, you have to be a primary homeowner to enjoy the benefits of a VA loan. Limitations are you cannot be the sibling of a veteran. So what do I mean here? Let's say your brother and you want to team up to buy a home and use your VA loan. I'm sorry, not allowed. You're only allowed for yourself or your spouse if either of y'all are a veteran or the surviving spouse of a veteran. Those are your eligible categories. Siblings or relatives are not allowed to join in on you and enjoy the benefits of a VA loan. And lastly, you cannot enjoy a VA loan if you've been dishonorably discharged from the military. So before I get into the benefits of why you would want to be in a VA loan, please do me a favor. Hit the like and subscribe button. That helps me and it helps you with the gods of YouTube and their algorithm scoring. It allows me to just keep in front of you, because my goal is to just team up with you over time, have actionable, relevant videos that you can rely on that can answer questions about mortgages or wealth building strategies for you and your family. So that's my goal. And related to that, I love hearing from you. I get calls from people, of course, all over the country, particularly in Texas. Call me or text me. There's a link for a calendar, and we can spend 5-10 minutes in what I call a discovery call and just hearing about your situation. That really makes my day to be able to help some of the fine folks around the country here. So let's talk about the benefits of a VA loan, and there are many. But the biggest one at the forefront is zero down. You're not putting anything down in a VA loan relative to, say, conventional loans, which need at least 5% down, FHA loans, which are 3.5% down. And yes, there is a USDA category that is a zero down product, but it's highly restrictive. So the VA loan is really the true zero down loan product. Zero down, that's a big deal, folks. And now that doesn't mean you don't pay closing costs, but again, for a $300,000 home, you're going to get about a $300,000 loan, and you will be responsible for closing costs. But that saves you quite a bit of money coming to closing to find your dream home. Benefit number two, extremely high loan limits. For example, in the state of Texas, across every county, the loan limit is $726,200. So in other words, you can buy a lot of house with a VA loan, and there's really no income restriction. So it's pretty crazy in that respect. You're only limited by your debt, in essence. Any one lender is going to show you and restrict you in terms of your income relative to your debts. But as far as how much you apply for, again, $726,200, that's going to buy a lot of home in most places across this country. Benefit number three, favorable pricing. The rate itself is going to be lower than a conventional loan, almost as low as an FHA loan. FHA loans tend to be a little bit lower than VA, but guess what? The VA loan is actually cheaper. How could that be if the rate's slightly higher? Because the VA loan does not have mortgage insurance, monthly insurance premium, as they call it. So the VA loan escapes that horrible FHA MIP mortgage insurance premium. The VA loan has none of that. So the rate is lower than the conventional, and the actual payment is going to be lower than both the conventional and an FHA because, again, it has no mortgage insurance premium. So the fourth major advantage is a favorable debt to income allowance. What are we talking about here? On most loans, they have what they call a debt to income ratio. You can only have so much debt relative to how much income you have. Same thing with VA loans, but they just calculate it differently. It's called residual income. We don't have to break that down, but just know that, for example, if you have housing expenses that say are $3,000 all total, and you have personal monthly debt of about $1,000, so that's $4,000 worth of total debt, housing and related expenses. Sometimes you don't qualify for a conventional or a FHA loan, whereas you would given the same amount of income with a VA loan, because once again, they use this concept of residual income, and it just allows for more expanded debt on your balance sheet. So another great benefit of a VA loan. Benefit number 5 for a VA loan is favorable property tax treatment. What are we talking about here? If you have a disability percentage, in the state of Texas, for example, if you're 100% disabled as a veteran, then you enjoy zero property taxes. That is an enormous benefit. And that's just one reason why you see veterans flocking to Texas for all kinds of reasons. But in particular, if they have a high disability percentage, they can enjoy either a full exemption for property taxes or some prorated amount. I'm not going to get into the details of the prorated amount because it changes quite a bit. So just let me know if you have a disability, what level it is, and I can tell you what percentage of the property tax that you would be exempted from. So again, giant benefit, because property taxes, that's one of the downsides, especially here in Texas. We escape the state tax, but we make up for it with the high property taxes. So a high disability percentage eliminates that. Great benefit. VA benefit number 6. The list just keeps growing. You can buy a single family, of course, but you can also buy a 2-unit, a 3-unit, or even up to a 4-unit property with a VA loan and still use that zero down. It is for only primary residences, as we spoke about before. So you do need to live in at least one of those units. But again, if you're buying, say, a triplex, you can live in one of the units and rent out the other 2. What a great way to start building family wealth with multifamily purchasing using a VA loan, still using the zero down quality of it. Great benefit. And the last benefit for a VA loan, you can use multiple VA loans. And the strategy to do that, I'm going to outline in the professional tips right now. Let's talk about the 2 professional tips that I promised you regarding VA loans that you might not have heard about. And these are significant. So the first one I mentioned briefly is that you can now buy a home using a VA program. And then after 1 year's time, just 12 months later, you can purchase another home using that same VA loan. As long as you have additional eligibility, which I can help you qualify for, you can pick up another home, purchase it, and then turn your existing home, your prior home, into a rental, into an investment property. And so then just rinse and repeat every 12 months if you really want to do that. So I've seen and have advised on veterans who, after 10 years, they've acquired 4, 5, 6 homes just by every year or every couple of years. They identify another home as a primary and then lease out the prior home that they had. So it's an incredible strategy. And whether you have that eligibility or not, I can help determine that for you. In some cases, you don't have to even worry about converting your VA loan. In some cases, you do. If your prior VA loans have 20% equity in that home, then you can convert those VA loans into a conventional loans that'll add more eligibility going forward. But we can talk about those strategies. Just know that every 12 months, you're available for another primary purchase with a VA loan. So what is the second big professional tip? And it's a big one, trust me. And most people don't know about it. It is renovation loans. The VA program does have and does allow for renovation loans. That means that you can acquire a property, let's say a $300,000 property with a $300,000 loan, zero money down. And if it needs updating or if it needs fixing, let's say to the tune of, say, $30,000, you want to add something to the bathroom to maybe allow for disability, access to a bathtub or shower, or you want to upgrade your kitchen, you now have a $300,000 and $30,000 loan to cover both the purchase and the rehab amount. Tremendous advantage. FHA allows for this as well. You will not hear about this on the VA side. Very few lenders allow for this. So I, as a mortgage broker, can shop, and I have agreements. Our firm has agreements with over 130 lenders across the country. And we have a handful at our disposal that do allow for the VA renovation loan. Once again, you probably have not heard about this, have you? And most veterans have not, because the big banks do not have access to that. So they will not tell you that that's eligible, or they won't even mention it. But if you're going to see a property with an agent, and once again, the property needs renovation, needs upgrading, or you just want to add something just because you can and you want to, you have that availability with a VA renovation loan. Tremendous, tremendous benefit. If you'd like to know more about some of these strategies using a VA to create family wealth, look at my other video, please. It should be posted. If it's not, it'll be there in just a few short days. But I'm going to do a deeper dive into the renovation loan and into this concept of hacking, if you will, house hacking every couple of years using your VA eligibility, particularly with multifamily. So that's going to be a compelling video for all you who really want to start your own investment portfolio and really grow it over time. So make sure, again, to check out that video. I'm the Mortgage Patriot on your side. Give me a like, subscribe, and call me or text me. Let's spend 5 minutes on the discovery call. So hit that Calendly link below. But either way, let's talk about loans and how I can help you out. And looking forward to working with you. Bye-bye.